Hey guys, welcome back to Kiwi Classics and Customs. Bringing you something completely different today from our normal sort of cars we get through here. A 1980 Nissan 280Z. Not what we typically work on, but these are kind of a bit of a blast from the past for me. These were, when I was a young man, these were the cars that you're going to go, ooh, those are so cool. Because they really are a sports car, they're long and they're low. The driver sits close to the rear axle. And they handle great. They're independent suspension all round. They got a nice torquey 2.8 litre 6 in them, which was a very strong, robust engine from Nissan. They just went. In this era they upgraded. They used to have twin side draft SU carburetors on the slightly earlier ones, and then they went to fuel injection. So that was a nice little upgrade. It starts beautifully every time. It's been sat outside for a few days in the cold and rain, and it just, fast as you can turn the key, she fired up. So yeah, it's a very cool old car. It's a real survivor. I mean, you've got to remember, this car's 42 years old. And well, I wish I felt 42 years old, but hey, that's another story. So yeah, it's in great shape. If you take a look at the interior, Barry, take a swing in here. The seats are even in great condition. These are leather seats. You got a little bit of wear on the side bolster, but other than that, this thing's in great shape. They were well apported, factory 5-speed. They did come with an auto option as well, automatic, which I'm not sure why you'd have an automatic sports car, but that's what some people wanted. Funnily enough, the automatic was actually slightly quicker on the 0 to 60 than the 5-speed, about 7.1 and 7.4. So, not startling by today's standards, but pretty useful back in 1980. And I say, lots of torque from the big 6, and just a fun car to drive. It would respond in pretty much any gear it was in, and just cornered like really well compared to some of its big American counterparts. They were truly a sports car back in the day. Well, still are, I guess. So yeah, so when the customer rang up and said, hey, I got one of these, it's like, bring it in. Put the hatchback. When the gas truck's gone, so we might see if we can get him a set of those. And yeah, but just the condition inside, it's been sat for quite a while. It's don't see them like this too often. They've been abandoned somewhere and looking real sad, or one of the young import tuner guys has got hold of them and done all sorts of weird stuff to it, like you see occasionally. But this is just a nice survivor. Perfect example, really. And it's coming to us with no clutch. When I say no clutch, there's the clutch pedal's laying on the floor, so it won't disengage. It will drive in gear. If you start it in gear, it will drive. So the clutch is holding, but there's just no pedal. So we're going to get into that. We're going to check the brakes, make sure the hoses are okay, and all that kind of thing. The stuff that ages, whether it's parked or whether you're driving it. So yeah, let's get this up on the rack. We'll have a look around underneath, try and figure out what's not working in the clutch hydraulics, and go from there. Back in a sec. Right, she's up in the air. Looks pretty good, I have to say. There's really next to no rust. We've got a rotted out muffler. It's not a big deal. We've already replaced a couple of the brake hoses. They were just perished. We've got the rear e-brake cable off. We got that soaking because it was seized, and we're trying to save it. Now, normally I wouldn't try and save something like that, but you can't buy them. There's two different types that they have on these, two options. One option's readily available for like $70. That's not the one we've got. We've got the one that's used on eBay for $500. So we're going to try and save the one we got. But moving along, yeah, you can kind of see under here. You got the independent rear, the Nissan Limited slip, that's on 4-wheel disc brakes. These effectively have factory subframe connectors. The rail that typically finishes about here on your Mustangs in Mopar, stuff like that. This actually carries all the way through, ties into the back. It's not a bad design. You got your little baby 5-speed up here. It looks a little small. We put a new clutch slave cylinder on it. That was just rusted lump of yuck. So that's gone. We got a working clutch again now. Yeah, but when you look around, it's clean. Yeah, there's a bit of dirt under here, but really, it's a very solid car. Yeah, I do like these old girls, and you know, this would be one. It's not for sale, but if it was, this would be one to grab, honestly. So yeah, we're just waiting on some front brake hoses to come in. They're coming from California, so they'll be a few days, and this baby will be going home. So we'll come back when we got those hoses, got them on. We'll take it for a quick test drive and send it. See you shortly. Okay, time to take this old girl for a test drive. Jump in, Barry. So yeah, we got all the brakes done. They're all working fine now. The clutch is working good. We've got new hydraulics in there. We ran a new exhaust system on it. It was just, the muffler head was full of holes, and the rest of the exhaust was just like too paper thin to really mess with. You're just putting it off, you know, the inevitable for 6 months. There's not much point. So we just put a new system right through it, and let's see how this old girl goes. Another gorgeous day here in Franklin, Tennessee. Just wait for the traffic to go by, and let's go. These cars have a great driving position. The gauges, you've got 3 gauges here, which is oil, battery, and the clock. They're all canted towards the driver, so you really feel like you're in your own little cockpit. It's nice. The digital clock's pretty cool too. It has a lap time feature in there. It does quite a few different things, this little clock, so it's just part of that sporty kind of racing heritage that these old Z cars have. You know, while it's not lightning fast, it's peppy. You know, it gets along. You feel like you're sitting low. You feel like you're in, you know, like in a sports car, really. Yeah, it's nice, but it's doing everything it's supposed to do. Yeah, it's a nice old car. It's kind of fun driving just a clean old original Survivor. You know? And yeah, so I don't think we need to take this for a long test drive. It's going perfect. So we're going to wrap this up, pull this done, tell the owner he come pick up his baby, and we will see you on the next video. Cheers, mate.